G'day, how you going? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my video. Now this is a live painting. The size of the canvas is 12 by 16.5 inch. I will have the size of the canvas in the description below, and I'll also place the colours there as well, because this is a live and you'll be watching the replay. And if you ever have a question or want to write a comment, feel free to comment below and ask me any question you want. And there's about 12 links there as well. Get to know what links I've got. I've got over 400 videos on my channel here. There's my videos. That'll take you to all my videos and everything there. Now we've got a few different horizon lines here. I'm going to show you how to lay those out, because some people get lost putting horizon lines too high, bringing their water down, everything looks flat. If you get it on the right size, the right level, things will start making sense to you, okay? So I want to show you those aspects as well. All right, come on over here and let's get going. Okay, so that's my horizon line for the water. Any part of the horizon line, you've got to work out, this is going to be land here, and that's the water. That line's going to be the shimmer of the sun up there. That's the sky. Now with horizons, you work out a human, and every human, your eye level looks at the horizon line. So if you're standing here taking a photo, you're looking at the horizon line, and you put people and things according to that horizon line. But anyway, let's get into this, and we'll get started. So I'm mixing up the craft paint, which is just a softer body poster paint. It's just white. If you're really desperate and you can't find it, you can use gesso. The difference is gesso is flat. This has a sheen to it. So this is like a satin, but it's a bit runnier than the paint out of your tube. So for now, I want to map in the sky footprint, the sky area. Okay, so we'll get all this put on there with this putter on a brush. Okay, I call it a putter on a brush because it puts it on. It don't muck around. When I was years and years ago watching people paint, trying to learn, they got these little brushes and they're taking a month of Sundays just to get the sky done. But bang, I like to get it right in there. That's just the way I like to do things. I'm not poking fun at anybody. It's just everyone's different. I'll bring that down past there a little bit. Oh, the sky. Yeah, the sky and the water is going to be two different values. Okay, there is the sky blocked in. Well, not blocked in, but it has the, what do you call it? I'll get my kitchen cloth. The primer there ready for it. So I'm just got a kitchen cloth here, and I'm just going to wipe the bulk off that, because now I want to do the sky colours. And the sky colours is like sunsetting. So I'm going to use my go-to colours. Everyone has their go-to colours. If yours are the same as mine, good on you, but if they're not, you use the ones that you go to. I'm using a deep orange, or this one is called actually red gold, but if you don't have red gold, find yourself a deep orange, all right? And I'm sorry for those people. Oh, it's only one person that's complained in my comments that I keep saying all right, like he's a half-wits, and you just don't know what I'm talking about, but it's just a habit. So we got that. Yeah, it's just a habit I say at the end of my sentence, all right? See, I'm not meaning any ill intent by it, it's just my habit. A bit of grey and a bit of blue. That's for the clouds, believe it or not. Now we'll start with our orange, okay? No, should we have orange? I better do the yellow first, because the orange won't sit on top of the yellow. So I'm going to go for the yellow first. And if I make a mistake, well then you know to do the orange first. All right, that's where my sun is, so that's going to be the main orange. Get it into the sky like that. Now I'm using, see, when I went there like that, it's real thick and gluggy. I'm not sure if you can see that. But when I start going to the tip of my putter on a brush, I can start controlling that, making it look more lovely, more bullshittingly great. Now what I'll do is I'm just going to stroke that left and right into the white. Beautiful. Now I'm going to wipe that brush and pick up the orange / red gold, or deep orange. So I'm wiping that, because we want an orange value now. We don't want all the yellow value. But why I'm not washing the brush is because it's mixing with those colours anyway. You might not, look at that, that's why I wear gloves. People say, why do you wear gloves? You notice I've got black ones on me, purple ones have run out. I'm waiting for a new box to come. So now we're getting the orange. Now before I contaminate this with the yellow, watch what I do. There's me sky. I want to get this on the white where the white is. Boom, boom, boom. Pick up some more. And now it's ready to be contaminated with the yellow. Okay, so what I will do, if I started rubbing this where I want it, see this white that's coming on the brush? That's going to happen more. But to stop that from happening, just what do I do here? I want the glare there. So I'm going to do this, pull it through that way. It's not much of a yellow glare, but by the time I merge all this orange into there, we're going to lose a lot of that yellow. But so long as I get an intense section there ready for the sun, because the sun I want to be white. For those who don't know, the sun is white. Okay, now we'll tip of the brush, I'm going to blend that up to there. Now I'm going to blend that to the yellow there. I'll wipe it, and then the same on this side, blending it to there. Still got the yellow there. I'm wiping that brush again. If you don't wipe it, you're going to have trouble. Now I'll go all the way across. Now, hopefully I've got enough yellow there just to intensify it a bit more with some yellow when I get there. We're going to have some clouds there so I can hide all that heavy nonsense. All right, going like a bullet again. Don't rush your work, take your time. I do rush a lot because I'm filming. Now I'm just picking up some more yellow and I want to try and intensify that area. Yes, it's going to work. It's not solid orange underneath, it's got that yellow. So as I'm stamping it on, I'm pushing the orange to the side and going to the yellow underneath. That's why that was done. Now, I'll just lightly that up. I'm going to get my blending brush and I want to blend that. But watch how I blend. I'll pull back a bit just so you get the gist of it. Some people might know, but there's other people that don't. The way I blend with these brushes that I use, I've constantly got a rag. There we go. And I want to blend that into the orange, okay? Wipe it because it's picking up a lot of paint straight away. If you don't wipe it, you're going to be contaminating everything. It's like putting hot foods and cold foods in the fridge and cross-contaminating everything. Same principle happens with your colours in your paint if you're not careful. Okay. Now I'm going to bring you over here and just show you the full-on bullshit that's going on there. That yellow is radiating out without harsh edges. Now I've got to get the sun in there, and to do that I'm going to find my pouncer. If you don't have a pouncer, make one out of sponge or use your finger, simple finger. I want a realistic sun, so I'm going to go about that size there. I want to pick up white. Now I'll wet this with that craft paint, just the paint on its own, not the retarder. And now I'll pick up, get rid of those blobs on the edge, they create dramas for you. You don't want dramas when you're painting. Okay, now I'm going to pick up this good stuff, the thick stuff, the stuff that I can stamp into that orange and flare out lightly. So I've already placed where I'm going to have everything in this painting. So you do all that beforehand, you look at your reference, and I want this about there. Now, there's my sun. I'm going to come back with white, but I want to use this just to put some glare around there, said the bear. Look at that, it's sinking in there. It's looking rich honeycomb yellow. I love it. I absolutely love the look of that. That'll do, leave it alone. I'll give that a bit of a firm wipe because I want to use the same size pouncer. Gave it a firm wipe, so I got all that yellow orange off it. And I want to pick up this colour now and put the white sun there. Why is the sun white when people think it's orange? The Earth's round, And when the sun's overhead, very rarely you look at it, but it's white up there. When the sun comes down, our ozone layer creates the blue in the sky, it takes the blue colours out, and we're left with the reds and the yellows. When it comes to the horizon line, there's our atmosphere there. When it's coming to the horizon line and it looks more yellow or orange or red, people go, nah, Ian, it's really red. Well, you're looking at it through even more ozone layer, okay, which has taken out the blue completely, and you're seeing more stronger reds. Where up here it's showing the white colour because it's less atmosphere there, more atmosphere there. But anyway, enough of the trivia. We'll get that sun on there. I don't know why I wanted to get that story across, but there was a few times when I was filming, I wanted to get that story out there. I don't know why, I just did. Something I learnt from a scientist. There we go, there's our sun piercing in the sky. Now we've got to get those subtle clouds in the sky. I hope I can get this done in an hour. I'm just going to clean this brush. Some paint. I want grey, which is there. I want me, which brush am I going to use? I'm going to use my fan. I've got a medium hog bristle fan here. Now I'm going to mix the paint, which is this grey. That's going to be the cloud, but I'm going to get the light blue into it. Very light. Now we just want subtle clouds in here, stuff over here which is quite light, so I'm going to get them on there. These colours suit that sky. I'm jiggling and jangling it on there, creating a body. It's got lighter bits in it. I'm going to stop just to see how much room I got to blend, because if that sky's starting to dry, I'll have to back out of that. I should have done it a lot earlier. But I think I might just make it. I want them... These aren't white clouds. In the reference picture there, I can't show you it because I'm live. I'll try and show you if I can. I found it on Unsplash there. Get some of this up here, just whispering around. It's just putting colour in the sky. Quickly blend that. Now when you blend it, see I can see those lines there? I don't like that, so I'm going to distort and hide them and blend that into buggery. These don't have any yumminess in them, they're just colour there, colour values within this sky there. When I finish these clouds, I will bring you over to show you how they're looking. We've got something crisping up there, a bit of a body there and across there like that. Once I get to the water, I'll show those people that are having trouble doing that shimmer. You see me flick on with toothbrushes. I'll show you how to master that. I don't like the way we've just got two there. On the reference pic, there's quite a bit there. Also, we will put some here billowing down. Yeah, I'll create that kind of motion there. And just blending that in. That's all I'm doing with these clouds. That's not the type to have a nice fluffy white daytime cloud in there. Need a bit more in the body there. It's looking a bit stupid. All right. See, it's such a warm day here. A lot of that started to go hard on me, but that'll do. I'm not quite happy with them because of the way it's hard edge there. I'm going to try and distort that with the brush to get rid of those edges so they look more realistic and nicer. How'd that go? Oh, golly. Not happy with these, not happy at all. That'll be all right. That'll do, that'll do. That's going to have to do. All right, I need to mix up the blue and grey for the water. So we'll come back down here. We'll get a bit of water in that to save that. I'm going to have a drink of water actually. Susan Turtle, I was spending money online, can catch that up on the replay. Right, so we want the grey again. So the water is grey and got that bluey tinge to it, so I'm just using cerulean blue. Like I said, these colours will be listed below. Now I need my craft paint because I want to prime that for the water. I don't like to put paint just directly onto the canvas. It looks a bit dry and dull and hurtful. Right, we'll get this across there. So these put-on brushes are great for so many procedures and developments of a painting. Bang, right across there. If you find, I'm going to put a tree there. I didn't bring the sky enough down, so not to worry. Oh, need more craft paint. Gee, it's gobbled that up, didn't it? There we go. Get that on there. See how quick this put-on brush puts paint on your canvas? That's what I love about them. I accidentally stumbled across them a few years ago and I started using them. I bought it by accident and I started using it. And it was one of those things, it's like, you know what? That was a little gold mine, that. All right, there we go. Got our water. Now I'm going to wipe that brush and I want to mix up in it the watercolour. Which is the grey. And then we're going to bluify it so it's a bluey grey. Yeah, there we go. It's a lot more blue in it than what I was using for the cloud colour. It's got sort of like a silvery grey, bluey, toned up, tinted, mixed colour, if that makes any sense to you. Hi Ian, Flamo here, g'day. Ian, as usual. Fabulous sky. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer. Yeah, sorry I can't read your comments all the time. Okay, now we've got that bluey grey mix. I'll start it on there. Imagine your sky, that line getting too, and you keep going up and up and up, and it's all the way up there, and you go, oh no, what happened? So I'll get all that pushed in. And then I do need some of it a little bit darker. It's just not dark enough. Oh yeah, look at that. Bit orange in there, won't it? Will it, eh? Detail police aren't in tonight, are they? Gotta watch those detail police, eh? Now we'll get some darker bit. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Love it when the water waterfies itself. I'm just putting a bit more blue and grey there because it's run out. I just didn't have enough. Got plenty there. And we'll get a bit more over here. Oh yeah, look at that, loving it, loving it. I'm kind of leaving the middle a bit undone, so as... Now we're going to have two types of shimmer on this because all this is going to have just white shimmer on it, but I want the detail of the sun here. This is the simplest, best way I find to do your shimmer. I'll show you mainly on the white, but what I do, I bring my paint out like a sheet. Like you got a sheet, you bought new sheets for your bed and you've thrown them across the mattress ready to make your bed, okay? You all know how to throw a sheet on the bed? Well, now you know how to throw paint on the palette, all right? And then what I do, I get some water over there. I've got a flat toothbrush. Now it's important when you put this onto the palette, you've got the teeth, where are we? You've got the teeth flat, not like this. So you've just got a big blob here. You've got to practice this if you're not sure. Get the whole face of that toothbrush ends into there and then start incorporating the paint into it. Very loosely, very loosely. Now what I might need to do is a bit of white in that because it's very opaque, not opaque, it's very translucent-y, see-through, opaque, or one of those words is the right word. And then you want the paint within the ends of your tips here. If it's full up, like it is a bit there, it gets a bit hard to spit out. Oh, you know what I do need? I'll just grab that because I don't want any orange stars in the sky. So I'm going to just cover the top of the painting over so we don't get bits and pieces in the sky. Okay, so we're about there. Set the bear. So you can take your time with this, you don't have to rush like me. I've got to find out where my sun is. Okay, my sun's about there. Okay. Sorry, I just covered up. Now there's my sun. Now I want to get this mainly here. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, now if it doesn't come out too well, it's not thin enough. And I'm going to come down in a straight line just down into nothing. Come back up again, get a look at your spray. Is it coming out all right? Now I want this a bit wider. Now I'm pretty much going to wipe it, all that paint out of it, and start picking up again. Reloaded it, because I want this intense. Now I've put white paint into it, so it's going to be a bit more, you'll see the colour, because with yellows and reds, oranges and things like that, if they don't have a white primer under them, they're pretty hard to see. I need a bit more water. But like I told you, I'm going to show you with the white mainly how to get this going. I want it a bit wider, a bit wider. There we go. Now I'm going to have to wash this because it's choking, it's clogged, see? So just let me quickly wash that in there. Beautiful. Now I'm just reloading it again. Now look, from when it was clogged to now, it's just got paint on the end there. Because I've got to get this yellow a bit wider than what it is. There we go, love it, lovely, love it. And you can't brush those dots on for the life of you. So that's why this works great. People use fan brushes for this, or big brushes or sticks or whatever. Now I'm going to grab some of the orange. So bear with me a minute, I've washed the toothbrush, I've laid the sheet out and I'm pulling it into the paint there. Now I'm just looking at that reference there, and we got orange just on the edges. Get a bit of white into it so we can see it, so bear with me. We'll see how much is on the brush. I think I've loaded it too much. Let's see, I just want this on the very edge. Big yellow dot there. Oh, you know why my finger touched it, you dag. I'll have to work out a way to panel beat that. Now, unfortunately, I've got to wash that. I've loaded it too much. Just washing it, wiping it. Gee, this takes a bit of time, doesn't it, eh? And the same on this side. Oh, yeah. So we've got a band of orange on each side and the yellow in the middle. How is it? Pretty much like that. Now we'll do the white on the rest of the water. The white will be a lot easier. The white can be tainted. So where's our white? With a bit of the grey, just so it's not pure white. So what I'll do is I'll grab me paint there. Can you see that? Yeah. I'll grab me finger and just get that tainted so it's not pure white. Come on. Oh, this is really getting nitty gritty, isn't it? Colours everywhere. There we go. Now it's got to be wet. Not too wet, but wet enough to flick. Now you load the flat, rub it into the watery paint. It's not overloaded. Hold it sideways and we'll, is the camera picking that up? I can see, no, I'm going to have to go lighter so you can see it. So let me get a bit more of that again. A bit more water. There we go, that should do it. Yeah. Let's get right into that, eh? This just adds shimmer you can't paint on a painting. Out there, and maybe a band of it. You can have bands of it, I suppose, if you control how it goes on the water. A bit there, and some even in that coloured stuff. So it's got quite a few flicks out of that. Yeah, it can cross bond with that coloured stuff. That'll do it, Neil Blewett. Don't overdo it. What have we been going? 35 minutes. I just want to take this off. Okay. Get an idea there. Okay, that's fine. Now what I'm going to do, I need to dry this just so as we can get our trees in there. And I need to wash me putter on a brush. Wasn't frozen, just did a little freeze frame there for those people who used to be doing that. I wonder if that one was a good one or a wobbly one. Okay, now we can paint the water in. I'm wondering, I've already dried it. I forgot to get those big dots when my finger hit it out. Now I've got burnt umber. Just good old burnt umber here. I bought this, it's a Atelier paint still, but it's in a bigger bottle and it's a free flowing one. So normally when I'm using this colour, I'm happening to add water to it to get it to the consistency I want. But this one's pretty much perfect or ready to go. So I'll get it on me, put her on a brush. Now down below, there's no primer on the canvas. Watch how this goes on that dry, raw wanting canvas. See there? If that had white on it, that would have flowed all the way. Now I need to get a bit of water in that because it's not really moving. Once you've done painting on your canvas, don't ever spray there, because if water goes on there, you'll get white dots and you'll never get them out and you'll wonder why. And it's only the simple fact that you did something rather silly. Now this, I'm gonna have to wet it a bit more. Now the shoreline can be, yeah, that needs to be really wetter. That's why I always put white on there. There we go, look at that now. I'll just get it there first. Just make it nature-fied and artistic. I've got it on a bit of an angle. The one in the picture's on a bit of an angle, but I've made mine a little bit different. And then we'll get all this in. And then we're going to put just simple darker values with black and burnt umber. I love putting together at times. But you can see why I didn't put white under it, because I've got to rub it and I wouldn't want it to go a light brown. Now what I'm going to do is grab a flat. Where is my flat? I put paint in it. What colour was it? White. I'll wash that out a bit. God, I wish I had a nice cup of coffee right now. I need a PA or a TA, trades assistant or a personal assistant, someone that can just make you a coffee or a scone. Now what I'm going to do, I'm picking up some of the burnt umber on here, and see there now, I don't want just a flat line. It's okay when you're beginning, but you can always up the ante. So what I'm going to do, I'll put my eyes on. Now, we're going to get me brush. I'm going to hold it with my hand because I can't paint with my feet or my toes. Hats off to those people that can. I saw someone in my group paint with their toes and it was bloody amazing. I forget who their name was. Now what I'm going to do is just tantalisingly tassel this out into the water there like that. Now see how it's lifting up that white, the retarded paint underneath? That's why when you see me in tutorials mask things up, I don't want to paint like that there because I know that happens. We'll get this about there. I'm just tantalising this out into the water a bit like that. I'll fix that damaged bit up there in a minute. And it's just making it look more nature-fied and like, oh yeah. Same over here, and this can be a little bit more stronger and neater. But just simple facets like this in a painting, this is what make people look at them and gives them, has an effect on them. It makes them go, I like that. There's nothing better than having a painting on the wall. You just have friends or family or clients over and you don't even realise they're looking at it and they go, wow, I like that. That's the effect it's going to have on people. Now there we go. Now you can do, and I will dry that. Before I do, I'm going to grab me black. I've got some carbon black here. If you've got Indian black, carbon black, whatever black, use whatever black you want. Now a little trick with rocks as well. I'm guilty of not doing them right, but we always learn as we go. I've got to learn to practice what I preach. The further a rock away in the distance is, I'll just show you down here because I've got no room on the canvas. The bottom of it on the water is flat and it's like that. But the closer a rock comes to you, there's the rock out there, it's gonna, you'll start seeing the top of it more. So if a rock was real close, instead of drawing it flat like that, you can draw the top of it and it'll have more roundness where it's meeting the water. You got me? But when it's way out in the distance, it's just flat like that. Simple. You look at pictures, look at real photos, look for these little facets in these photos and pictures and stuff like that, and you'll think, I'm just going to add that little bit of elegance to my painting, and it just makes people go, I like that. I'm putting some... Now, if I feel these rocks are too black, I can easily incorporate little bits of brown. There's a lot of junk out here in the picture and I love the way it's just got little sauce for big spaghetti. Meaning it's a little thing to do but it creates such a big impact. That's what I mean when I say that. Okay, we've got them out there. I'm going to just quickly wipe that brush, grab a little bit of the blue paint that's on my canvas there, that grey, bluey, whatever-y, and just see if I can pull that, sit it in the water. See, it's going to create a bit of a shadow, a bit of a... You're not really going to get a big reflection from these, but I just want to kind of sit it there. It's only a little thing, but it adds good impact. When this is posted up, you'll see the photo and you'll just sort of see when you first look at it, you think, oh yeah, I like that. Just remember all my paintings I do on my channel, I do them to a good enough quality that they're sellable. They're done on, with good quality paints, they're done on proper canvas cloth. And the people that have bought them are quite impressed when they see them in real life. And why wouldn't you want to own a bit of original art? I'll put a bit of brown in them as well, just to toughen them up. There we go, enough of that. Let's get into here. We have the brown. We do have a bit of light, so let's see if we can get some of this and maybe a bit of white. Turn the lights on. Yay, and if anything, it's got more orange in it. I'm just trying this. I've never even done this painting before, so I always hope for the best when I do these sort of things. And I will dry that first, because I noticed in the reference picture, of course it's wet, we've got some highlights of that sun just hitting the sand here. So where are we? Pretty much from there, and it radiates out. So just do it in an artistic way. Boom. Hopefully this is bright enough. I might have to put a bit of white with it. Get your brush loaded up on the tip anywheres. Come around here. Oh yeah, that's looking okay. Once you sort of scratch it in and pretend to know what you're doing, it sort of takes its own shape. Now I'll get a bit of white just to see if I can brighten that up and tint it a bit. I'll have to look in the monitor and see if that's working for me or not. Where are we there? Yeah, so what I'll do, I want the edges scrumbled, so I'm going to wipe the brush. Wiping the brush, I might need another one, but I'll try this one. And I want to get that edge just scrumbled in. See, it takes 2 seconds to do these little fiddly diddly things to your painting, but it adds value, charisma and a bigger price tag. when it comes time to sell it. There we go. It's just like when you're blending a cloud. I blended that, see how I blended that into there? Fine, beautiful, great, not bad, that'll do. I'm picking up the black now with my brush, just like that. There we go. And I'm looking at the reference here. I don't want to get too lost in the reference, but there is a bit of a... I'm going to darken this back down with some burnt umber again, but I'm just putting the main facets of it there. And we've got bits of dark everywhere. Just dark. Where are we here? Dark here. There's a... I better put the base for the tree. There's one about here somewhere. Using a big brush, and there's one up here somewhere. And there's a couple out here in the lighter facets of the sand, which is one about there somewhere and one about there somewhere. So they're all in order, they're all where they've got to go. Now what I want to do, I just had an idea, so I'll do that as well, because there is a lot of that going on in the painting. I will grab my toothbrush again. I'm watering up some of the black paint on the palette the way I normally did with the white, pulling it in, and I want some black, not too big. See how I'm getting blobs there? Don't want that to happen. Put a bit of white with that. Probably don't need white. I'll soften some of them down. But there's a lot of this going on out there, a real lot of it going on. See, I've seen this painter I used to watch years ago on YouTube, Wilson Bickford. I think he's got a TV show over there somewhere, but I used to watch him. He used to do this on sand, but he paints oils, and I just had to adapt to get things the way I do in acrylic. It took me a while to get where I am. It took a lot of practice, a lot of time, determination, and keep going with your journey. Some people look at someone's work and go, I wish mine looked like that, or you make it look so easy, but it's just because the amount of practice. If you've done the same amount of practice as somebody, yours will look just as great as theirs as well. Just as great, and all art's different. Now I'm going to grab the burnt umber again, and I want to just jostle some of that black down. Actually, I'll grab the flat brush I had before, because it's not quite, that one's too big. Oh, I've got to try and finish this in 10 minutes. Okay, let's find a bit of, I'm going to put a bit of black with that just to darken that brown, so it's not full on brown, just so I can merge from here out into here, and just do bits of moving with your brush like you sort of know what you're doing. Come right off the painting when you get to the edge, don't sort of stop, because you could create edges to your painting, and you don't want those edges if you can help it. I'm going to sort of tassel some of them down if I can, because when I take the photo I don't want it looking like that. Sort of got an idea what the photo is going to look like. And nice dark. How's that looking on the... Ooh wee. I'll touch that up later. I've got to get the what's he call it's done now. What do we got? We got burnt umber. Got to come closer to here now. Burnt umber and black. So I've got some black there. I'll put a bit more there. Now my palms are bloody easy. I'll tell you how to do them. Your different size palms. I'm going to use this flat. I just use a flat. People that see me do palms before, you know exactly how I do them. Now I'm going to get the burnt umber for the palm, but I want a bit of black with it. I don't want it brown and I don't want it black. I want it in between, so it's got value. Get that on there. Now you want it quite inky, so it's going to flow. And I simply do the trunk and scratch in some simple fronds. Is that what they're called? Now this one's quite high up, which is adding value to the painting. So this one here, is this brush going to be good enough? I'm hoping it is. Here, boom, boom. They can have a bit of a sway to them, but that brush is leaving a double line. Don't like it, so I've got to find another flat. This one will do. Let's hope that one's nice and sharp. Because these were cheap ones, cheap like kiddie sets or whatever. I've had them for donkey years and they're really faring out, but okay, I'll get over this side. Oh, what am I doing? There we go, a bit of a trunk. Bit watery, don't let it too watery. And we'll put this one maybe about here. It's pretty straight in the photo, but I want to sort of come into the middle about here and bring him up. And if anything, that's right back to front, you want it fatter at the bottom, not at the top. For those people who aren't sure, I'll detail the sides of that up later. Yeah, I'll grab a smaller one now. Where's all my flats gone? I used to have small brushes everywhere. Try this one, getting smaller and smaller. All right, well these are smaller out here. Is the camera picking that up? Yes. Now we've just got one here. It's good to have them all over the place, bit of wavy, bit of whatever, you know. This one's just a very small one. Now I feel the thickness of my water is too thick. I could have went a bit narrower, if you know what I mean. Medium brush, medium flat, there we go. Picking up some more of that paint. Now what I do with me prongs, I'm using acrylic paint there, Sedena, last name Sedena. They're sort of, I usually go up, bang. See how it broke and scratched up there? That's what I do. But that brush is kind of not quite doing what I would like it to do. Is that one gonna? No, that one's even worse. Ah, here we go. This is one here. Found one. I've got to buy some more flats because I do use them quite well. And I mean, not well, I mean quite often. Now, I'm just quickly looking at the reference, getting an idea. There's some bits of tryhards trying to grow there, but the wind's blowing it all to the... We'll get one up here. Break it. Break it. Load up again, take your time, load your brush. Don't try and do it all in. Break it. Get your paint inky enough, but not so it's see-through though. Come from here, break it, break it, break it, break it. They're all coming from the one side because the wind's just shredded this tree. Now that's it. Always make the inside a little bit busy. And I always have these little stragglers hanging off them like dead ones. And a lot of these ones are just broken up here. And just detail it the best you can. That's one done. That's the way they are. They're blown like woof over there. This one's really been murdered or flogged or brutally destroyed by the wind. They've been hurt. I don't know what I'm going to label this. I don't want to call it hurt palms because people might think it's a brand of a palm. Bit of a straggler. One there. A bit of something there coming on an angle. Yeah, it's just something like that. Does that make sense? Simple palms, aren't they? Let's come over here. I feel if they were too round, it's going to look too geometric and too ununique. Now this is supposed to have a boat there, but I'm not going to have enough time for it, I'm sorry. I might just do it off camera. A little subtle silhouette of a fisherman's boat. Get that a bit more out there. This one could probably have a nice one just up there. So if anything, the wind's flogged the hell out of these and bent them to the right there. And then later on, if you want, you can just highlight this subtly to put fronds in front and behind each other. And this one can just, don't think about it, just do them. Bit of broken snot in there, broken, and a bit of a dangler, bit of busyness in the middle. You could, I'll tell you what, I bloody will do it because I've been doing it lately and I've been getting carried away with it. Where are we? A bit of black. I'll just use simple black. B-L-A-K. B-L-A-C-K, I think. I'm not the best speller. And we'll just do some simple, effective gap fillers. Little ones, little ones, little ones, little ones, little ones. And then the ones way over here. Just some, where are you? Yeah, they're looking all right. We'll get some. Down there like that. Probably get one crossing over the water line there just to, oh yeah, wow, yeah, look at that, eh? He's coming down for some fish and chips. There we go. Simple birds. Yeah, I won't put that boat in there. Unfortunately, I've run out of time. Get some better rocks in here. That's tucked behind there, that reflection. Now I'll put an autograph on here. Now make sure you look at the links in the description below. Share, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. And I want to thank all my patrons who support my content every month. Much appreciated. If you want to be a patron, hit the link below. Or there's a PayPal donate link. People love to support me that way as well. And it all helps my channel. And just remember, all my videos cost you nothing to watch. And if you want to support me, just simply watch my ads. And that supports me as well. Now we'll whack a frame on that and see how she looks. Okay, let's whack a frame on that. There we go, that's not too shabby, is it? We've got some birds flying in the sunset over a wind-swept palm beach area. We've got depth, we've got colour, we've got reflections, and I know you can do that. All right, I hope you enjoyed watching that and you got something out of it. Give me some comments below, ask me some questions. And like I said, check out the links as well. And if you like what I'm doing, you make sure you tell your friends. But if you don't like what I'm doing, you tell everybody, all right? Goodbye, good luck, and good on ya. Then I just walk out like that.